In the bottom right as our blue Terran player representing the clan. Maru OP currently up 1-0. It is Talahassee.
And his opponent up in the top left-hand side of the map. Teal Protoss player who, I mean, I certainly hope he loves TVP because he's been playing a lot of it tonight. It is from Sabotage and Security Force, Jumanji.
Okay, so we talked about this map a bit earlier in the TVP and how it plays out. And I mentioned the ramps and how effective Protoss units are on it. But now I also said that this was kind of alright for dropping still. There is some decent airspace and the base is sort of large as well. So now, as I talked about earlier, I want to see Talahassee pull this dropping action out. Look at this spam.
There it is.
1700 APM.
That's that APM. If only he was, I don't know, building Marines. If he was building one Marine with every APM right now, he'd win the game. He'd have 1,700 Marines. And
True.
Then what can Jumanji do? It's a classic Maru push. The 1,700 Marines hits at 2 minutes 25, and there's just nobody's figured out an answer. That's why Maru's OP.
I wonder why.
But yeah, and more serious note, although you're right, there is a lot of space in the main. Jumanji has been so good at keeping a pylon, keeping vision at the fringes of his base. And yeah, there we go. His second pylon, straight down there, straight to the most important location. There could be a proxy factory that's going to float into your main and build widow mines. And later on in the game, you get drops that come in, and it's just that's why it's just so important to have vision over your base. And yeah, it's really nice to see Jumanji doing so well at that.
Yep. Talahassee opting to go for command center first. He did this in the previous game, right? Yeah, he did.
Yeah, he did. This is the first time he's going to CC first on a 2-spawn map, though.
Yeah, this is kind of risky, to be honest. A Zealot is being started right now for Jumanji. I don't think this is going to be used for early aggression. It's just to prevent the engineering bay block.
Yeah.
But, I mean, if it lets it finish, and we are on a 2-player map with command center first, you could, chrono out a Stalker and perhaps a Munch Code follow it up and deal some damage.
Potentially. Yeah, there's the E-Day block.
Mineral line, by the way. Well, there we go.
Yep, that's going to cause the Zealot to need to be finished. Talahassee just trying to get a bit more health from that engineering bay, but I don't think he's going to manage to do much more. Did he cancel the Zealot? No, he didn't cancel the Zealot. I actually think he could have gotten away with cancelling the Zealot.
Yeah, it was 40 HP on that engineering bay, so it could have cancelled it.
Doesn't really matter.
He's going to drop it.
He's going to be annoying and block it for a little while longer anyway. You know what?
Jumanji still has 2 props idle.
There's
in
the
the
spam.
mineral line.
Gotta get the spam down. He's got what in the mineral line?
2 idle probes in the mineral line. Jumanji.
Oh yeah, that's
Look
bad.
at that. Do you see it?
Bit of a miss rally there. Those are hard to spot as well, because they look like they're mining.
Yeah. Exactly.
Oh dear, that's a shame. You know what? Going back to the eBay block, you know the tiniest thing that really annoys me about Protoss, and to a lesser extent Terran, but more Protoss because they hatch block. Protoss and Terran workers don't have to be in the center of their building to construct it, whereas Zerg workers do. They have to move to the center, which is why it's so much harder to block Protoss and Terran players from actually starting buildings, because as soon as they're on the edge, they plonk it down. You don't have to be ahead of them or anything to do it. Whereas Zerg workers, you can just kind of follow them, and it'll all just automatically block them. It's really annoying. That's why hatchery blocking is so much more effective than Nexus blocking. And
I've never really thought about that, but
it's not fair.
So bad. It actually isn't. It's the same way with the geysers, for example.
Yeah.
It's not a huge deal, but it's kind of the same thing.
And what you're talking about there is
the simulators have a lot more HP.
Simulators have 900 health, whereas refineries and extractors only have 500. Do you know the reason for that, actually?
Yeah, it was with the Reaper bombs.
Yeah,
right?
back in Wings of Liberty, Reaper bombs did 80 damage to buildings, and it was way too overpowered if you rushed Reapers against Protoss and just stopped them ever getting any gas. They only had Zealots, and back then, Reapers did 10 bonus damage per shot to Zealots.
Yeah,
basically.
Yeah,
it was +5 and they had 2 attacks, so yeah, pretty good.
That was pretty ridiculous. Oh my god, this is an early robotics bay coming down. Before the 7-minute mark and the robotics bay is down Jumanji's opting to have some really early Colossi in this game,
Uh-huh.
and once again getting those 2 observers as well. Just the same build, just a bit faster, skimped out on a few gateway units, I think.
Yeah, I think so. Tallahassee, though, getting his Raven again. Going into some barracks just for normal kind of bio play with the Raven. Normal kind of bio play with the Raven. Probably going to follow this up with a Banshee as well. That's what he did last time. Okay. That's what he did last time on Echo, but obviously this game he decides it's not worth it. And we're not going to see it. Oh no, that wasn't him. That was Conclusion, wasn't it? My bad.
Yeah, perhaps it was. I can't remember either.
I'm pretty sure it was.
But now instead, going for the reactive medevacs, of course. On 5 barracks as well. Is that 5? Yeah, there's 5. And
yeah.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Cool.
Oh, he's chasing down the observer with the Raven. He actually has a vision of it, but I'm not sure he's fast enough to get it.
Oh, observers move at a movement speed of 1.88. Marines are a lot faster with a 2.25, so shut that down very quickly.
Yeah, very nice, very nice. And now Thermal Lance on the way for Jumanji. Colossus are being chronoed out, and a lot of people chrono out Thermal Lance, but I really think it's better to chrono out your Colossi, because 1 or 2 Colossi without Thermal Lance are a lot better than 0 or 1 Colossi with Thermal Lance. So, I mean,
exactly.
That's all I'm saying.
And also, if you don't see like a push coming, there's no need to chrono extend the Thermal Lance either, because it's going to finish.
Yeah, it's going to finish
like,
by the time there's a push on the way.
A lot better to get more Colossi instead. But Jumanji hasn't switched up his build anything. It's so... I don't get how he can play the same style. He's got the Forge and the Twilight now. Just the way he's done in every single PvT that he's played. And I don't think that favors him at all. Talahassee must have... I think he watched the stream earlier as well. And he knows exactly how Jumanji plays now.
Yeah, I mean, it's very, very predictable. I haven't seen... When has he been aggressive in any of the PvTs? I'm just trying to think.
Well, he had the 2 base contained.
Yeah,
with all the gates that he's getting now as well. He's getting 6 gates right now. That's the build that he did a while ago as well.
See, this is a bit unusual as well. Usually you see a Protoss player add on 1 or 2 more two more gates really as their first round of gateways to go up to 3 gates. Jumanji just plays it really, really greedy and doesn't add any on until he adds on like 6 and goes up to 7 gates, which is pretty much where you want to be on like 2 bases if you're planning to take a third as well. But it's it's just a bit unusual.
Okay, well, Talahassee is stimming up here, and he's got a few Widow Mines with this push as well, but at 3 Colossi here, and with the Photon Overcharge, I think this is going to get shut down very easily. Auto turrets dropping down as well, but not able to do a whole lot here. Talahassee is getting out of there. Lost quite a bit in that, and didn't kill off any Colossi. So as we mentioned in the previous game, killing off the Colossi is just... I think that was what the push is designed to do, I guess.
Yeah, but unfortunately not able to make it happen then. Of course, these Widow Mines are still up here, and it looks like Jumanji doesn't actually have an observer here. But okay, he just sends up a sacrifice.
I think Talahassee killed 2 of them.
There's no observer on the map.
Actually killed off. No, Talahassee killed them both off while moving out with the zombie.
So he's going to boost in here. This is a massively saturated mineral line. If a couple of Widow Mines get into that, it could just be game over. But the Ross field is coming.
Jumanji is so late on the reaction as well. His Colossi going to get in there first, and that's not how he wants this to happen, really.
Not at all.
4 Widow Mines in a decent position, but...
they're out of range to kill the observer now. And so... Whoa! Medevac just barely gets out alive. Very, very close there, but the Colossi are actually coming down the ramp here to try and poke this away, and that's a little bit brave, maybe. But actually, there's not enough bio here to really deal with them, so... Lift and boost.
I was going to go and... That would be so cool. Yes, he's going into the main once again. There are no units there at all. Jumanji is going for the aggression. There's going to be a base race taking place here. Unless Jumanji pulls back, which I don't expect him to. He's got much of core, but no recall.
Yeah, that's going to be a bit of a shame. The Zealots being warped in now. Talahassee though has got a fair amount of forces here, and all these medevacs heal up against the Zealots. He's going to do really, really well. Just boost forward in the middle line, start taking out the units that are warping in. And yeah, Jumanji actually has to turn right back around, which is exactly what Talahassee wants. Talahassee would have had a lot of trouble holding that push, but now, not so much trouble holding, or lifting up and boosting away, if that's what he should do. big old toasted pylon.
Oh, the Artosis pylon! Oh, not quite.
That's a shame. How much is that powering? It's not powering the side core, it's powering 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 or 5 gateways?
5, yeah, perhaps.
I don't know.
That's still quite a bit. And he killed off how many harvesters? 22 in this game in total. So in the harvester count right now, it's 65 SCVs to 36 probes, and that is where Talahassee's lead is right now. He's not ahead in the army supply, and that's what Jumanji is going to utilize. He's up like 20 army supply, right? 84 to 65.
Yeah, 90 to 65 in favor of Talahassee.
In favor of Jumanji.
Yes, sorry.
Right.
Yes, 98 now.
So he's going to try to be aggressive now, but there are 3 bunks here, but Talahassee is going on the aggression as well.
Ooh, this is risky.
Floating out.
If he spends too much, if he's got a lot of his army supply proportionally here in these medevacs. It's what, like...
He's abandoning the third at least. That's a good choice.
Oh, but all these SCVs lining up for the Colossi.
Well, 14 dead. He's still ahead in the harvester count, and there are 3 bunkers here. He hasn't got that high of a Viking count, which is a bit unfortunate. He's going to have a hard time dealing with those Colossi, but 2-2 coming in. If he can hold on for a bit longer, I think he's going to be fine, but I don't know if he can.
That holding on is going to be a challenge and a half. He does have the 3 bunkers, which kind of help out. Talahassee is actually not making any move across the map. Now he's going to stim forwards, go up into the natural base. There is that floating hand there. He's just going to kill off some pylons for now. Jumanji sending his Colossi a little bit far back, doesn't want to risk them against the Vikings. But now he can start moving forwards, hitting down on that bunker. I think that was meant to be a Guardian Shield.
I think, I don't know.
But now Jumanji powering up the ramp, swiping away at these bunkers. The first bunker goes down, second bunker soon to follow. And there's just so little being lost here by Jumanji. Not a single Colossus has gone down yet, despite the best efforts of these few Vikings that there are. First Colossus falls now, but still with 3 left over, and barely anything here for Talahassee. Is evacuating his natural, has to go up in the main, of course, across the map. Talahassee has actually taken out the natural, and a couple of decent Widowmine hits do go off. Talahassee can actually go up into the main base here now, and there's still nothing there. If this goes to a base race, Talahassee could be in with a chance with his flying buildings.
Exactly, yeah. There's this pylon, of course, in the middle of the map, which Jumanji has used to reinforce his army. But 2-2 has finished now for Talahassee as well, and the supply isn't actually... No, they're pretty similar in supply, and armor supply not that large of a difference. So with Talahassee's upgrades here, if he pulls some SCVs, he might be able to hold on.
Yeah,
at his main base.
Definitely possible. Where's his mothership core? Does it have a recall now?
No.
Oh, it got killed. But yeah, this could be the last engagement. Talahassee moving forwards now with his final few SCVs. 22 gone down, 25, 26. They're just falling in their droves as these Colossi take out. But there's enough Vikings that he can actually take out all the Colossi now. And Bio is so good against Colossi. I don't think it's good enough, though, for this many Stalkers.
No, I
so he is 2-2.
Talahassee doesn't have enough in his main base, but with the dropping as well...
I actually think...
Well, there's nothing to kill off flying buildings. We might have a tie or something.
Yeah, there's spots on this map. It's at least a tie. Like, that's the bet. No, Jumanji can build a Nexus. He has built a Nexus. He can build another Nexus.
Nexus, yeah.
He has a Nexus at the natural base.
True. Talahassee, he's got a land robot command. It's not mining,
okay, this is good. He's done enough damage back at home. These units don't matter. What he can do is he can bring this medevac across the map. If he joins up his forces, he can beat Jumanji. He can beat all these Stalkers. With the healing from the medevacs, right now, Jumanji is doing so well kiting backward, or blinking backwards. Got the right ability finally. And just damaging these units gradually. Now with these medevacs, he'll actually be in with a chance for Talahassee.
Yep, and he's gonna leave the
Stalkers
pylon.
coming to meet him.
Killed.
I don't know if he can afford to do this, but there's a lot of Marauders in this clump of units. Talahassee's the rest of his Bio forces moving down for a flank. Complete sandwich between these Stalkers. They're kiting forwards and trying to get the weakened Bio units, but Talahassee is moving onwards. The DPS this Bio is just too much for the Blink Stalkers, and it looks like Talahassee is finally going to make it happen. Killing off the last Stalker. GG!
God.
That was a cool game.
He was getting crushed at home. He had basically nothing.